This is the reason I've never watched Dragon Ball Z again. When I was younger, I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z. I had read the manga, watched every episode of the anime, and I had lots of Dragon Ball Z merchandise. Action figures, trading cards, games on the Game Boy Advance and PlayStation 2. One time, I decided to watch the whole Dragon Ball Z series. So I got out all the old VHS tapes that the episodes were on, and decided to watch them all in one go. When I finally got to the Buu Saga, I came across an episode that, well, it didn't make sense. This episode was supposed to be after the episode where Majin Vegeta sacrificed himself to kill Buu, but it had the same opening as the Cell Saga. The episode began with Goku playing some card game with King Kai in Otherworld. Goku and King Kai both had halos, so this must have been after Goku was killed by Cell. All of a sudden, Vegeta appeared out of thin air. He teleported to Otherworld. I don't know how, but he did. This didn't make sense, and Vegeta wasn't even dead. The living don't usually teleport to Otherworld, and if Vegeta was dead, wouldn't he be in hell? Then I noticed something odd about Vegeta. He had no pupils. His eyes were like a clear white void of nothingness. Also, there were tears of blood coming from Vegeta's eyes, and his skin was a pale grey tone, almost as if he was a zombie. This sent shivers down my spine. I'd never seen an episode like this, but I had to keep watching. You ruined me, Kakarot! You ruined me! Goku ruined Vegeta? How so? Out of curiosity, I kept watching. The screen then cut to black and it showed Gohan doing his homework. Then Vegeta teleported into his room. He ruined me, Vegeta said. Now I will kill all that he loves. Gohan turned around and saw Vegeta. Vegeta? What happened to... Before Gohan could finish the sentence, Vegeta did a straight arm punch into Gohan's chest. His fist went right through Gohan's flesh and broke through his ribcage. Then Vegeta ripped a bloody heart out of Gohan's chest. Gohan died in an instant, and he fell on the bedroom floor, lifeless and dead. I was horrified and disgusted at what had just happened. Why would Vegeta kill Gohan? He saved him during his fight against Cell. I had never seen anything so gruesome on Dragon Ball Z. Yes, the show was slightly violent, but there was never anything that gruesome on it. Never. Vegeta was holding Gohan's bloody heart in his hand, and he began to eat it as if he were some sort of cannibal and got blood all over his face. The next part sickened me. He licked the blood off his mouth. I wanted to throw up. What kind of sick, twisted writer would ever air an episode like this? As soon as this episode started, I knew it was just a lost episode that had never aired, and just now I had seen why it had never aired. I kept watching, but I regretted it. I wanted to know why anyone would make an episode like this. Then Vegeta bent down over Gohan's dead body and pulled on his hair. He ripped off his head and decapitated him. Blood spurted out of the stump where Gohan's head used to be. Then Vegeta devoured Gohan's head completely in a few seconds, leaving only a bloody skull. Disgusted by this, I had to fast forward it. Vegeta was crouched down over Gohan's bloody skeleton. He had eaten the flesh off his whole body. I was so disgusted that I had to pause the video so I could throw up in a bucket. After all that I had seen, I for some reason still wanted to watch, so I hit play. Then Vegeta killed Chi-Chi and ate his flesh, leaving only a bloody skeleton. Oh God. Chi-Chi had been pregnant with Goten all this time, and Goten was still growing in Chi-Chi's uterus. Vegeta killed and ate Goten when he was only a fetus and devoured Chi-Chi's uterus. I covered my eyes at this part. I was crying. I'd never seen anything so disturbing in all my life. Then Vegeta teleported to Kami's lookout. Piccolo, Dende and Mr. Popo were on the lookout and were troubled by something, as if they knew what had happened. Piccolo looked at Vegeta and checked his fists. He screamed with rage and powered up. Then he lunged at Vegeta and tried to kill him. He could not believe what he'd just done to Gohan and Chi-Chi, and even Goten. Vegeta grabbed Piccolo by the neck and ripped his head off. Purple blood spurted out of the stump where Piccolo's head used to be. I was sad. I started crying. Piccolo was one of my favourite characters, and it sickened me to see him killed in such a gruesome way. Mr. Popo and Dendy had watched in horror as Vegeta had killed Piccolo. Then he panicked and tried to flee. But then Vegeta grabbed Dendy and Mr. Popo by the necks and ripped off both their heads just like he'd done to Piccolo. They both screamed in agony and fear when their heads were ripped off. I started sobbing uncontrollably. I couldn't watch it anymore. It was too horrible to watch. I went to my dad, absolutely crying about everything. I told him exactly what I'd just seen, and he believed me. My dad took the videotapes and he ran them over with his car and he destroyed them. He burned the remnants. After this, I never watched Dragon Ball Z ever again. I'm not a fan of it anymore. I sold all my merchandise to get rid of all the memories. I didn't want to remember it anymore.